Well, hello there, everybody. First of all, I'm going to catch this PG. Why, you may ask? Well, if you remember, or rather, if you've been watching the episodes consistently, you remember that I caught a shiny one, a shiny Pidgey, which I evolved into a Pidgeotto. And I'm just trying to get some candy to evolve it into a shiny Pidgeot. I see nothing wrong with that, especially if I can have one that's mega evolved. That'll be nice. Speaking of evolving a regional bird, there's this fletchling right over here that I'm hoping I can catch with a silver pineapple berry to evolve my Fletchinder that I evolved a couple of episodes ago into Talonflame. Still a long way to go on that front, but ooh, a Noctowl. Looks like this episode's going to be themed around the regional birds. You know, it just kind of makes sense, really, when you think about it, because I was kind of I didn't really have a plan for today's episode. Let's call it that, if you know what I mean. Didn't know what I was going to do this episode, mostly because A, there's no event happening right now other than the obvious Kalos event, which is still technically going on, I believe, as evidenced by the confetti still falling down from the sky. But let's add a Pokemon here. Let's add the shiny Pidgeotto, because why not? Let's show off. You gotta flex sometimes. Anyways, yeah. Yesterday I got lucky that I had a topic to talk about. Abomasnow. Or rather, Mega Abomasnow, and how I was very lucky in not only having something to talk about, into an episode about, but also in the fact that I was able to join in on a mega raid with a friend from work, and we were actually successful and managed to beat it. And just collect some mega energy, which I don't anticipate using anytime soon, but you know, would be nice. And now so going into this episode, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, because first of all, I just needed to get out of the house. Aside from just doing this episode, I really needed a reason to get out of the house right now, which I'll get into in just a second. But you know, I don't want to make this just yet another boring episode of just me going from one place to another and back. I want to have a theme behind each episode. Let me just see what rewards await us behind these doors. Hey, Bartleby! Okay, so the reason why I needed to get out of the house, my mom's going away for a bit, and she left her dog with me. Her dog is in my apartment right now, chewing everything up. She's destroying the house while I'm not there, and actually while I'm there, she doesn't distinguish between the two. But yeah, she's just chewing my feet all the time, so I kind of needed to get out of there for a bit. For other reasons than just that, but also, yeah, because of that. And I'm sick of getting my feet chewed on. Anyways, while we're here and she's left to wreak havoc on my apartment, why don't we talk about the regional birds a little bit? Okay, this was an Eevee. I was kind of expecting a fledgling or something, but an Eevee is still fine. So yeah, the regional birds is sort of like a Pokédex essential type of a thing, where every Pokédex in every region has one of those, including the region that I'm currently working on, by the way. Quick plug to my Pokemon project, Pokemon Star, Cross, and Crescent. Sign up for Patreon right now. But yeah. So I guess it's kind of based on the fact that, like, every country has like a national bird, you know. For America, for example, it's the bald eagle. Over here in Israel, it's not even sure what the English name of this bird is, but in Hebrew we just call it duchifat. You know? So every kind of country has like a national flower, a national bird, that sort of a thing. So maybe that's the approach that Game Freak had when they designed this particular game element of the Pokédex, which is the regional bird. So some regions have 2 birds, and some regions that just have 1. Now, for the most part, the regional bird is a 3-stage evolution. In some rare cases, it's also in some rare cases it's a 2-stage evolution, but that's mostly in the rare occasion when there's more than one. Alright, so if you go all the way back to, oh, and also for some reason, which I still don't fully understand yet, hold on, a Grovyle. Okay, that's lucky. We don't really see Grovyle a lot in the wild. We normally only see Trico. That was a terrible throw. I apologize for that. Whee! But yeah. And yeah, just like its pre-evolution, this thing is going to be a nightmare to try to catch, but we're going to try to catch it anyway. So yeah, for some reason that I don't quite fully understand yet, the regional birds in most cases are normal and flying, which part of the reason people catch these birds, not the main reason, granted, but part of the reason people catch these Pokemon, there we go, Starly, that's another regional bird. Part of the reason people catch these is to give them an advantage over fighting types, because flying beats fighting, but normal is weak to fighting. So by making them normal and flying, you effectively make them neutral to fighting. It's kind of getting rid of the half of the advantage that you had. I don't understand why they're doing it, especially since they already give the fighting type a leg up by giving them lots of rock type moves, which flying is weak to. So why do they need to level the playing field even more? It doesn't make much sense. But also the normal type is kind of reserved for just straight up animals, mostly mammals, which birds are not. They are a completely different form of life. Birds aren't mammals, they're birds. So why would you make them normal? Anyways, but sometimes, on very rare occasions, the regional bird actually has a secondary type that is not normal. Now, the first 2 sets of regional birds, you could argue which one is the regional bird, but The iconic one is obviously the one that we already caught, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot. That's the one that most people remember, and that's the one that has the 3-stage evolution. Now, an alternate pick for regional bird is Spearow and Fearow, which I believe is technically stronger in the stats department than Pidgeot, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But like I said, Pidgeotto, Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot are like the iconic ones. Also, another repeating rule with the regional birds: usually Ash Ketchum catches one in the enemy, because obviously the enemy is meant to kind of promote the games. So what better way to showcase the regional bird, one of the more iconic Pokemon in each Pokédex, than by having the main protagonist of the anime, the flagship show, catch one, you know? Now obviously they did have a pretty significant showcase for Spearow and Fearow, and the fact that in the very first episode, Ash is getting chased by a flock of Spearow, and obviously we later learned that the main Spearow that attacked him and Pikachu evolved into a Fearow. So that's like later down the line. But yeah, if you ask me, the regional bird of Kanto is the Pidgeot line. Now going over to Johto. Whew, I finally have enough candy. Hold on. Huh. I saw another pair of wings. Starly, we'll get to you in just a minute. Okay, so in going all the way to Johto, the iconic regional bird, the one that everyone remembers, and more importantly, the one that Ash Ketchum actually caught, is Hoot Hoot and Noctowl. Specifically, Noctowl is the one we're looking at here, because he just like with Pidgeotto before him, he didn't catch a Pidgey. He didn't catch the base form. He just straight up caught the evolved form. Now in Pidgeotto's case, it was, hold on, gotta be very careful when crossing the road. In Pidgeotto's case, it was the middle stage, because it has a 3-stage evolution, but hold on. But in the case of Noctowl, it only has a 2-stage evolution, and he just happened to catch the 2nd stage. So yeah, like I said, very similar to Pidgeotto, but not quite as much. Okay, so that's it for Noctowl. Also, in the anime, he also caught a shiny one, so yeah, good for him. And I believe that's I don't think it's the first shiny we ever saw in the anime. I mean, there was that pink Butterfree that showed up on the Butterfree episode, but that's not a shiny, because that's not the shiny coloration of Butterfree, and also that was done way before they even knew what they even had a handle on shinies. Obviously, shinies were possible in Generation 1, but the games themselves were in black and white, so there's no way of knowing if the Pokemon that you caught was shiny or not. The only way you could know that is by transferring it to a Generation 2 game. So that's that, I suppose. But where was I? Oh yeah, so that, I believe that was the first example of a different colored Pokemon, but it wasn't the official shiny, because, you know, the coloring was off. So I believe Ash's Noctowl is the first official shiny we see in the anime. Definitely not the last, obviously, but it was, I believe it's still to this day the only shiny caught by one of the main characters. Now I know that Steven in the anime has a shiny Metagross, but he's not a main character, if you know what I mean. He's not like part of Ash's traveling entourage, if you know what I mean. Also, I mean, I don't know how much it counts, but there's also another bird Pokemon in Johto that isn't actually normal in flying. It's Natu and Zatu. Are they regional birds though? I'm not sure. What's that? Oh, it's an Esper. So yeah, are they regional birds? I'm not sure. In my opinion, if you ask me, the iconic regional bird of Johto is Noctowl and its pre-evolution. Going all the way back to Hoenn, there are again two more regional birds. Both of them are two-staged. There's obviously the iconic one, the one that Ash caught was Tailo, which evolves into Swallow, and Wingull, which evolves into Pelipper. Okay? Now, I don't know that Wingull and Pelipper are the regional birds because, again, to me, what spells the regional bird, especially the iconic one that everyone's familiar with, is the normal flying type combination, and also the one that Ash Ketchum caught in the main series anime. Now, I will give Wingull and Pelipper a pass here because it's a very tropical bird, and it represents the theme of the Hoenn region as a whole. Hoenn is because every region has like a theme to it. Kanto is the more scientific based part of the region, which represents a different the science aspect of Japan. Johto is the more religious and traditional part of the region, which also represents a part of Japan. And Hoenn is the more tropical and exotic, let's call it that way, region, which also represents a part of Japan. So I think Wingull and Pelipper is sort of count, but again, in my opinion, the iconic one is Tailo and Swallow. Now, if we go over to Sinnoh, we don't have that problem, because in Sinnoh, there's very much a definitive, only one regional bird, and that's, as I've mentioned earlier, Starly, Staravia, and Staraptor. Another Pokemon that Ash Ketchum caught and evolved all the way to its final evolution. And I believe that's the only early root bird Pokemon, and I believe it might actually be the only bird Pokemon in Sinnoh. Definitely not the only flying type, obviously, but it's the only just straight up bird Pokemon, especially the three-staged bird. So yeah, Sinnoh actually made it easier for us. Unova also kind of makes it easy for us, because once again we have the three-stage bird, Pidove, Tranquil, and Unpheasant. Again, normal flying, three-stage evolution encountered in an early route. Ash Ketchum catches one in the anime and evolves it all the way to its final form. Now, some people would argue that Rufflet and Graviary and Volibee and Mandibuzz are also regional birds. The reason why I don't buy into that argument is because they're version exclusives. How can they be regional birds if you can only get one in one version of the game and not the other? Plus, I mean, they're not regional birds in my opinion. They represent the region perfectly, and arguably better than Unpheasant does, especially for Braviary. But yeah, also the fact that they're very gender specific. Braviary is only male and Mandibuzz is only female. That kind of hurts their chances. So to me, they're basically just filler birds, like Doduo and Dodrio and Farfetch'd. They're just bird Pokemon that happen to be in a region that already has a regional bird. So that's the way I look at Braviary and Mandibuzz. The iconic one to me is still on Pheasant, no matter how much people hate it. I mean, I don't hate on Pheasant. I mean, it's definitely the weakest of the birds. Not in terms of design too much, but in the stat department. Compared to the other birds, it's trash. But yeah, I don't hate on Pheasant, especially from the anime, because people hate Ash's and Pheasant unjustly, in my opinion, but that's a conversation for another day. Now, if you move on to Kalos, I believe this is the first time we got a definitive different type out of the normal for flying for the regional bird. Again, another regional bird that Ash Ketchum caught and evolved all the way to its final form. Fletchling, Fletchinder, and Talonflame. Fletchling keeps the traditional normal in flying, but Fletchinder and Talonflame are normal in fire, which makes them 4 times weak to rock, but it also gets rid of the neutrality to fighting, so it's good. To the best of my memory, I don't think there is another bird Pokemon that could be considered a regional bird for Kalos, but also because, you know, Kalos just happens to be the smallest Pokédex in the franchise, so maybe that helps, I don't know. Now, taking this to Alola, this is a rare exception where, or rather the first of several rare exceptions, where for the first time since season 1 of the anime, Ash didn't catch the regional bird. The regional bird in Alola, which actually represents the Hawaiian-inspired region perfectly, is Pikipek, Trumbeak, and Toucanen. First time Ash didn't catch the regional bird, but that was mostly because he already had the flying type coverage by catching the grass starter Rufflet. So yeah, that kind of compensates. And also he didn't evolve it into Decidueye, effectively making it a ghost type, not a flying type. So yeah, it works. Now, as for Pokemon Journeys anime, I haven't actually watched it, so I don't know if he caught the Galarian regional bird, but the regional bird of Galar, for the first time in forever, for the first time in the history of the franchise, the regional bird is just pure flying, at least for the first 2 stages, for Rookidee and Corvisquire. Corviknight, the final evolved form, is flying in steel, which again is also weak to fighting, which makes it neutral, but you know, it's got so many other resistances that you might as well just consider it a whole new typing. But yeah, like I said, for my knowledge, I haven't watched the anime, that anime yet, but to the best of my knowledge, he hasn't caught the regional bird, especially since he already has the flying type coverage with Dragonite. And can we just stop and just accept the fact that he actually caught a freaking Dragonite? Somebody's trying to get rid of this gym. Let's put a Pokemon in there to kind of make it a tougher meal. Boom! A Slacking. Hold on. Well, looks like that's a waste of time. So yeah, anyways, that's it for the regional bird breakdown. Oh yeah, like I said, Ash has a Dragonite, and the most recent anime season, he's got a Galarian Farfetch'd, which I'm assuming he's planning to evolve into a Sirfetch'd eventually. He's got because in every season he also has like an egg Pokemon that hatches from an egg. In this season, I believe, was a Riolu, which he might have already evolved into a Lucario, I don't know. And he also has a Gengar for some reason. But yeah, might be his most OP team yet. And yet still, no regional bird. Wow, that was interesting. I enjoy it whenever I get a chance to just straight up talk about Pokemon for a full-length episode. I like that. I really want to go back to just the days of yore, when I just picked out a topic and just talked about it for the entire episode while catching Pokemon at the same time. So yeah, that was fun. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to is this Pokestop new? Hold on. I'm going to let me just go all the way down. This is a female Idleo with really great IV that I'm now going to evolve into a female Pyroar, and now I have both versions of this Pokemon, the male and the female, the lion and the lioness. Nice. Nice. Okay, so I think that's it. I mean, I think we have enough content for a full-length episode, and I mean, it's about as long as I want these episodes to be from now on, so it's even double the fun. I still want to try to put the slacking in this gym. Dang it. Oh well. We've gone through a lot this episode, and I'm actually very proud of this episode. We actually managed to take essentially what was originally going to be a topic-less episode and just have something to talk about, which I'm all for when making these Pokemon Go episodes. So I think that's it for today. Again, if I'll find a shiny on my way back home, that's my Pyroar, by the way. If I find a shiny on my way home, obviously it's going to be in the video, but if not, then I think today's episode was sufficient, and I will see you tomorrow. Now I gotta go back and face the angry chewing monster that is now currently eating my house. So, goodbye everyone. Hello again everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, cause I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time guys, I'll see you guys next time.